I think the most interesting and exciting part of HTML is the definition of forms. So forms is where the user interacts with the server. So where we're going to do some actions to transfer information from the client, from the browser to a server. Here you see a very simple form is done with the opening and closing tags form, including the elements in a form, which are called inputs, the so-called comments. Okay, so if whenever you go to a website like this one, this is a form composed of this text box and a button to submit information and to retrieve information from the server and returning on the client, or let's say on the browser. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna see what are the most common areas. So the form here is you collect some data from a website from the visitor, and then you submit this information and you do some script on languages like SAP or PHP or Java and so on, and these are transmitted to a server using something like this. Having action, so a form as an action, so the backend script, okay, that is getting this information, do something on server side and giving back to the client. The method can be post or get. So get means that we pass the attributes on the URL of the action, and post means that I'm going to provide information directly from the form to the server using the names of the input elements on the form. The target is like the same for the link. If you want to have a blank, self or parent, depends where you are redirected once you submit the form. Okay, you can also use the ENC type. The encryption type can be normal text. You use this. If you also want to upload, for example, binary data like a binary file, use this one. The controls that can be included on the form are text, input, checkboxes, ready buttons, select box, file select, hidden, clickable, submit, and reset button. So we have the buttons. Here we have the text. Here we have checkbox like include yes or no information. Ready button means which of the options you want, 1, 2, 3, but only one. Select box is the combo box, so the list. Here when you select a file to upload, for example, and here we have hidden elements, so elements that you cannot see, but the information will be transmitted to the server. And then buttons. Text input we already know. We have like in our case, okay, we go to our form. Here we have the last forms. We have a form with two texts, so we have these ones. Can be single line, password, or multi-line, like a text area, like that. So I can have, for example, I can do it like that. Then I have password, and then I have input, type, password. Okay, and the name is, then we have comment, and here we can also pass some attributes like how many rows, let's say 20 columns. See, I have also the help. Here we can have 10. We have the name, comments. Okay, and then we're going to close it like those. Text area. Okay. In fact, if I'm going to refresh this page, Okay, I should create some space here. You see, rows are here. I have to put some lines. Oh, I like to put it here like this. I can use also div and so on. Okay, here we are. Okay, I should put it better, but at the moment we leave it as it is. Okay, to make you understand. So we have also the text area. Can be a type, can be whatever. Value, size, rows and columns. Then we have the checkboxes. Okay, I'm gonna copy this too, just to make it faster. So the input type is checkbox, then we have the name, then the value if checked on like that, you know. I'm gonna execute this, or I can do like this, or like this, okay. And then I'm gonna type here. So then I say that this one is checked. So I put attribute checked equal to the attribute checked is equal to checked, okay, for this one. So I'm gonna refresh the page. I don't see any variation. It should work, but here we are. Okay, here is checked. Okay, so here we are, and the value, if it is checked, this value will be transferred to the server. Then we have a ready button. We can also get this ready button here. Okay. Okay, I can also get here in the line. I'm gonna copy this too. So the type is, again, you see the attribute is type, which is radio, the name. They have to have the same name if I want them to be linked and work together. So if I click one, the other one is disabled. Okay, so use the same. And the value is this. So if this is checked, the value of the radio subject will be maths, otherwise physics. Okay, so I'm gonna run it. Okay, here we are. So if this is checked, okay, this is unchecked, and vice versa. You see, like that. As simple as that. Then now that I have the ready button, I have the select. Now that I have the ready button, I have also the select box, which is the combo box, which is contained between the opening closing tag select, having the attribute name, and then including many lines in the drop down or combo box, as many lines as the number of elements characterized by the tag option, opening and closing. And here you see the value is the main attribute. So if I select this one, the value option will be the value of select. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm going to put it. So my name is drop down, and the value of my drop down is the value of the option, which will be selected here, and select this one. Okay, execute. Okay, it is here. See how else I can do like this. Okay, so these are the main ones. You can also have You can also have this component, file upload, which is input type file, the name file upload, accept what images, for example here. So I'm gonna copy this here, put it here. Okay, we are okay. You can put some label in front of all these objects to give some sense. Okay, this is really disorder. You can see here. If I click on browse, I get this one, and then I can click on upload to upload it. Okay, and then I have the buttons. Can be submit, which is the button to submit the form, or you have the reset, which automatically reset all the values in the input objects. So if I have something like in first name text box, I click on this, then I will reset all. Or a generic button, okay, which is command assigned to an event, a JavaScript event usually, doing something. Submit the form button does not submit the form unless I specify this in JavaScript or is performing an activity. And then also it can be an image, which can be a button, okay. So I'm gonna put here, I'm going to select exactly all these, which are buttons. Okay, put them here. So we have a submit, whose name is submit, and the value is submit. So the caption, the same is for Z, for button, and here we have an image, which can be the image that I had before. Okay, this one. Okay, so I'm going to refresh my, okay, I see also my image here. I have this submit, okay, reset, so I type something here. Okay, you see I remove everything. Okay, you have to assign an event in JavaScript, so otherwise it's a dead button. Here also this one is a button on a form. Okay, very important is the concept of hidden controls. So here is where we're going to take here, you see, some information that we're going to submit. So maybe this information has been elaborated using JavaScript or interaction of the user and selecting some combination of objects or replies to some questions. You can update the value of this parameter here, these controls, and this will be submitted together with the form. Ctrl C. I have to just, it doesn't matter where I put, because this is not displayed. It's not the physical object, it's on information stored. Then here we have the method. Okay, post, then the action, which can be php dot actions dot php, for example. Okay, I'm not going to do anything here because it's a fake link, but you understand. So when I'm going to submit the form, actually I'm gonna execute what is here with this method. Okay, post means I'm gonna get all these values and transfer directly to the server. If I add here get, then these values are appended to the action here with a question mark here, and all the elements. just below. Okay, following and transfer. Okay, post is better because get you transfer information and a URL, and this URL can be catched by hackers and information can be manipulated. With post, everything is sent to the server without using URLs. So that's it. These are the forms. The only thing that you need to do at the end is to click on the submit button and transfer all this data. Okay, but this is out of scope of this course on HTML, because in the course of HTML I just teach you how to create a form and what can be the action assigned to each controls on a form. So we have all the controls here, the main ones. You know how to manage this, and in this course it will be very interesting to access these single elements or input boxes with VBA, get information, and simulate a submit with a VBA button rather than with an HTML submit button.